Hey guys, welcome to this
podcast.
Guys and girls, I guess. Ladies, gentlemen, them, people.
Fuck that.
Welcome to this episode of Two Beards podcast, where today we are drinking in outdated bottles. Who even sells these anymore?
It's been a while since we've had bottles.
And we are drinking the optimum amount of hops, allegedly.
That was pretty good. Allegedly, you've had this. Allegedly, I have not. We'll try.
Either could be wrong or true.
Yeah, who knows? I'm very relaxed every time I open a bottle now.
It's caramely colored.
Yeah, it smells very caramely. And very tropical.
Or as Arthur's mother would say, coffee colored.
Sorry, what? Coffee?
Yeah. It's in allusion to President Obama. She calls him the coffee colored gentleman.
Oh,
and Arthur's like, I don't think you could say that.
That's pretty solid.
So, this isn't really coffee colored. It's very orange in caramel.
Yeah.
As you'd expect a triple IPA to be.
It's a doozy. 10.6%.
Yeah, big old 10.6, 68 IBUs, which means we're in for a treat today. Yeah. You're in for a treat today.
Quite literally, it could possibly be dessert.
Could be.
We'll find out. I hope we're wrong. It smells good, but a bit sweet.
I poured heavy on mine. I wanted a nice cushion.
That's probably for the best. I wish I would have next time around.
This smells like you would think, and if you just ordered a bog standard local IPA at a pool bar, that's what it smells like. Just like malty, some hops in the background, kind of floating in the aromas. But really, it's just like this is a beer.
Exactly what it tastes like.
Well,
it's like a little more bitter up front, but yep, everything else is pretty spot on, honestly. Hop flavor definitely takes a back seat after that. Like initial bitterness is a sweet boy. I went for like, hey, you know, we've been doing some weird shit, like trying ambers and wild ales. I'm like, let's meet somewhere in the middle, right? Like do an IPA, but a triple. You know, we don't normally do triples.
Here's the thing.
Okay.
I actually enjoy these style of beers because they're like, you know, hardy boys.
Yeah.
However, it's like mid-July.
Yeah, it is.
75 degrees outside, sunny.
It's very nice.
It's not late October.
No.
Or a coat to get into the bar.
No.
1 a.m., a little drunk, playing some darts. That's when...
I love darts.
That's when this beer...
Can we get you a dartboard?
Probably.
Okay. I like darts.
I feel like this room, not great for
Not
it.
this room, no. Maybe like...
So.
I don't know. No, if you did it there and you stood over there, that's about right. Maybe. I don't know. I don't darts often. It's been a while. I don't know the rules. Like the distance.
What are the rules? Yeah. This
It's something.
it makes me think of marshmallow and oranges.
It does have a bit of bitterness to it. I'll give them that.
Up front. It doesn't last long.
Well, if it was all Sweet Boy, like the 120, would not be able to drink two of these. I would definitely be like, yeah, sorry, we're not doing two.
Just kidding. This is for decoration.
Yeah. But even, honestly, even this one, it's going to be a little rough to have two.
Nah.
It's just sweet is all. Like, I'm with you. I like it, just not right now.
Yeah, no. If it was dark outside, we had a few drinks, and it'd be perfect.
Totally.
But yes, right now,
wouldn't be my beer of choice.
That being said, texture is not bad.
No, it's not like overly like stick boy.
Yeah. So texture wise, you get an A+.
Good job, guys. Way to make it feel. Yep.
It's some like funky herbal, like right when it like splashes into your mouth. I don't know that it's pleasant.
Well, it's because it like mixes with some kind of fruitiness going on. Like if it was just herbal, it wouldn't be bad. But then it's like sweet fruit. So it's kind of weird.
It's like you're eating the leaves of an orange tree.
That's exactly it. That's 100% it. That's
apparently I'm very like visual today or something.
Yeah, I mean, right off the bat, you just went for it, and I took a drink, and I was like, "Yep, that's not only what it smells like." I have not had anything Sierra Nevada in a while, actually, and that was another reason why I was like, "Yeah."
I think I've had Torpedo recently. I don't know when I had Torpedo, but I had it recently because you were supposed to go to the gas station. And I was like, man, Nick's going to get the Torpedo, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you show up with?
Not Torpedo. I don't remember.
It was something weird.
It was really weird.
Like it wasn't even High Life.
No, it was weird. I can't even remember. Wait. No. When?
I don't know.
At Jack's house? Because we both got Torpedo that night.
No. It was at my house and Jack came over.
Oh.
Was it for when he came over for pizza and cornhole? I don't know.
That's the only time I could think of, but I remember that instance where you got Torpedo and you're like, I thought you were going to get Torpedo. And I didn't. I got something weird. And I can't remember what it was. I don't know.
Because then we ended up going back to the gas station.
Getting Torpedo.
And I was like, see, Nick, here's the craft beer.
You could have. Oh. I got Bud Light.
Oh.
That's what it was.
That's why. Because we were drinking bottles of beer.
To be able to bottle them for our beer.
Yeah.
That was the sole purpose of that hangout. Was let's drink beer.
Let's drink too much beer that comes from bottles.
Yeah, specifically bottles was the other pertinent information. Yeah. So it's funny that actually comes up because I was just thinking like right before I came here, I'm like, man, I just want like Bud Light. Bud Light seltzer right now. Like I just am in that crusty mood where
we could have had the red can. You could have called the audible.
Could have done. Yeah. But
so yeah, Nick and I have been talking about getting Bud Light seltzer because we haven't tried it yet.
Got to.
We went to the gas station, same gas station by the way, last night. Because I was out of beer and I was gonna get like some pub beer or something.
Yeah.
Ended up getting the red can, and then I was also like, well, I might just like pick up 32 ouncer because why not? Picked up the 32 ouncer, and then we saw the Bud Light seltzer. So Elizabeth got the lemon lime one. It tastes like 7-Up.
That's great.
It's delicious.
That's exactly what you want, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't had a White Claw in a long time, but the Trulies are fine. They're fine. I don't love the Trulies. They're a little too light.
I don't like the White Claws either. They got this like medicine-y flavor to them that's kind of gross. It weirds me out. Not every flavor, but a lot of them do. So I think it just kind of weirds me out. That one tasted like 7-Up. It was like lemon lime. And it's just like, oh, this is how you do it.
I can do more of this in the summertime.
Yes. I was like, because same with you, I haven't had any of that shit in so long.
Yep.
Elizabeth drinks the Bon Vive stuff, and that stuff's pretty good.
Yeah, I haven't had that yet.
But that's like more of the like more expensive one. So
Right.
most of the time when I see like that kind of seltzer, I'm like, but like beer.
Well, and what also has deterred me from getting the Bud Light seltzer so far is if you get a small package, it's pretty fucking expensive.
It is expensive.
Like if you get a huge, like what, I don't know what it's like an 18 or like a 30 pack or something. It's like way cheaper.
And that's the hard thing too, because it's like if you get a pack of Trulies like that, like I know I'm not going to enjoy it. So it's like, I don't want to commit to something that's like maybe I'll like it.
Yeah, and so that's what's had me back and forth. That I just like it's just one of these days I'll just pull the trigger and get like one of their variety packs or something.
If everything tastes like the lemon lime, you're solid.
Sick.
I wouldn't hesitate.
Just get the big boy pack.
But I can only speak qualifying this now. Only speak to the lemon lime.
I get that. I do that when I recommend restaurants to people. They'll be like, "Oh, I want this kind of food. Where should I go?" I'm like, "Go here, get this." And they look at the menu. They're like, "Oh, this looks good." I'm like, I cannot tell you that's going to be good.
They're like, "But you like the restaurant, so it must be." And I'm like,
No.
Because I feel that way about Truly, and same thing with White Claw. Like I was saying earlier, like there are some flavors that I'm like, "Yeah, this is pretty good." Air flavors, I'm like,
No. So specifically in Chicago, there was this Thai restaurant, and I'm like,
in Chicago,
where we train through our teeth and hearts. I don't even know. Is this copyright at this point? I don't even know. But so Thai restaurant, and I'm like, yo, red curry there, bomb, gotta get it. And we all go there, and Lily's like, "What do you want?" I'm like, "Fucking red curry, obviously." And she's like, "What do you want, Journey?" She's like, "Fucking red curry, idiot." And it gets to my buddy. He's like, "What do you want?" "I fucking want the red curry." And then she gets to my buddy's wife, Katie. She's like, "What do you want?" He's like, "Oh, I don't know. This kind of looks." I'm like, okay. I said, "Do what you want," but I'm telling you right now, I only know that the red curry's good. Dude, she fucking hated her dinner. She hated it.
She hated it, and you were like, "Love that for you."
Yeah.
Love that for you because you
like,
didn't fucking follow my advice.
So her husband was like, "Let me try what you got, the red curry," which I suggested. She's like, "Fuck, I should have got that." I'm like, "Fucking,
your fucking fault."
Told you, bud. Fucking told you. God. And so, but from then on out, she got the red curry there because she's like, that red curry is fucking great. But I don't remember what it was we got there or what she got there, but it was no goo at all. So I had a burrito recently, actually.
Okay.
Like
from where?
Taqueria El Sabor. The burrito was fine.
Mm-hmm.
It's like if I'm going to pay $5 for a burrito, not a terrible option.
Yeah.
Was terrified to try their tacos. I couldn't do it. Also,
wait. You were fine trying a burrito, but not fine trying a taco.
Tacos were like too expensive for tacos. So out of principle, yeah.
I thought it was you were like worried about like health or something, and I was like,
"Oh no,
a burrito is enclosed. You should be more worried about that."
Yeah, no.
I have a thing with I don't know if you know this about me or if we've talked about it before, but I have a thing about enclosed foods.
You're a little skeptical.
Yeah, I don't.
What the fuck you trying to hide, huh? Or tell me your secrets.
That's pretty much what it is. It's not logical. It doesn't make any sense.
No.
But like I'm a little like weirded out by like burritos, quesadillas, calzones.
Well, because they trick you, right? Where they're like, "Oh, we'll put sour cream in there. Everyone loves sour cream."
But they won't list it on their menu.
Yeah, fuck
right?
you.
And then the other thing is like, and on that point, you're committed. It's like in there. You're not getting that shit out.
You're not getting it out.
And then it's like every enclosed thing, I can't like see what I'm about to bite into.
Yeah.
There's so many times where I get a burrito and I bite into a mouthful of rice.
You're just like, oh, that was a bit dry.
Like, do you not know how to evenly decorate a burrito?
pretty easy. I've done it.
Yeah. You just layer.
Yeah.
You don't line up. You layer.
Yeah. Yeah, you got the whole tortilla and you just spread it all out.
Yeah. It's pretty easy.
Very easy. You do that with all ingredients. Once you roll it, it's perfect. Yeah, I don't get it. Well, so the thing with sour cream and like random things with burgers, and I'm starting to wisen up, but I feel like I shouldn't have to, is they'll say at the top of the list in small print, they'll be like, burgers, like real big, and then the small print will be like, all burgers include blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And then they'll go on and list the burger and then other things in that burger. So it's like, if I see the thing next to one of the burgers and see the things, I'm like, oh, that's all that's in there. And then I get my burger and there's a tomato on it. I'm like, well, what the fuck?
Or you go to fucking Jubilee and they don't tell you that they put fry sauce on all of their burgers.
They don't tell you
standard.
Yeah.
They're just like, you want a double cheeseburger? And you're like, sure. And then it's like, comes with this like oniony, mayonnaise, ketchup, mustard. I don't know what it is.
Which, unless you're Levi, it's fucking perfect.
Yeah, great.
But anyways.
I love that for all of you who enjoy a multitude of weird fucking sauces, but
fair enough.
I don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like, just tell me.
Yeah, they don't. They don't. And
just tell me.
What's funny on DoorDash is they don't give you options to put on your burger. They say, what would you like not on your burger?
Fry sauce is not one of those options.
It's not an option.
Just specify.
You got to put in the special instructions.
Notes.
And it's like 3 out of 10, maybe they'll read it and actually not put it on there for you. It's bad. You pretty much just got to go there. But almost like 9 out of 10 times we're getting Jubilee, it's at a brewery. So it's like, we're just going to fucking DoorDash it. Like, I'm not going to pick it up on the way there. It's stupid.
100%.
Yeah.
And honestly, Jubilee, fantastic brewery food.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like it may sound like we're shitting on Jubilee. No, we support that business.
Like it's my fun. So yeah, we keep their business afloat.
Yeah, it's like In-N-Out.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's fantastic, and their shakes are really good. What's great about them comparatively to In-N-Out is they have a very large selection of shakes, which I appreciate.
Yeah. What do I normally get? Like a butterscotch banana?
Yeah.
And I throw some bourbon in there?
Yeah, which was great.
Pretty good.
Such a good time. Wish I would have done that. Yeah, that just, it worked out so well.
I mean, you had your level 4 or level 3 painkiller.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I wasn't mad about what I was drinking. Don't get me wrong. It was just like, damn, that shake, though, was pretty good, too. Yeah, painkillers. Oof. That's something I should really start supplying in my household.
You really like that.
Yeah. It's everything I like. It's full of delicious flavor.
No, it doesn't surprise me. Like, I don't know why I would be surprised that you like it, but
I mean, yeah, it's just I'm a fan of delicious flavor. What can I say?
A painkiller is just rum, coconut, pineapple, orange juice, a little bit of orange juice, and then nutmeg. Yeah, that's it. Maybe serve it in a pineapple like I did.
That's the way to do it, buddy.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Do you have one of those?
Nope.
Wow, commitment.
I don't know how the pineapple tools work.
Me neither, but I've seen it do it, and I'm perplexed every time.
And how do you order something like that? Is it a pineapple decorer, a pineapple unscrewer? I don't know.
I don't know. But I bet you if you type in any of those things, you'll probably find it.
It's probably cheap. It's like a pizza cutter, It's one of those things like I should probably have, but I don't.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
yeah,
I'll forget after we are done recording.
Well, I see things like apple slicers and watermelon slicers, and it's like, tell me something that's more pointless because I just don't need that. A pineapple corer.
Unless you're cutting a lot
of
watermelons.
Well, the thing with pineapples too is like they're a little bit of a pain in the ass, but like I don't mind. My biggest concern with cutting it myself is I waste a lot of pineapple.
It's fair.
Or at least I feel like I do.
Yeah.
I'm cutting a lot off, so. Yeah, so maybe I should look into that. I mean, you're probably getting it for like $2 on Amazon, honestly. So. Maybe. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Speaking of Amazon, I got my 9-volt battery in with the battery pack.
Mm-hmm.
It worked, but not really. So it's supplying like 3/4 power to like a 12-volt light bulb. And so
it's 12 volts.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I got 9.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah. And so, so what
I thought you had already calculated that out.
No, I just kind of figured that it would be bright enough and it would, like, I know it'd be less, but I thought it would work enough. So it barely powers my normal light bulb. It does not power my Wi-Fi light bulb. It's just not enough for it. So I need to go to the store after filming this and get another 9-volt battery because I got the actual cartridge to hold the battery. It only came in 2, so I have 2 of them. So I'm gonna be daisy chaining 2 9-volt batteries to a fucking lamp, and hopefully my house doesn't explode. So that's the life I'm living.
You know, if that's what it takes to
rather than
unplug a lamp.
Rather than my brother just fucking getting a normal fucking lamp or placing it in a normal fucking place to begin with, this is what I have to do. You know, I don't know.
It's the life you live.
So his stupid tiny ass lamp my brother has hanging up on a shelf like next to the TV, and there's this cord just like swinging its big dick down, and it looks fucking ridiculous. For some reason, the cord to the TV doesn't bother me, but the cord to that lamp annoys the shit out of me because it's like stretched out and it just looks stupid.
Like in every house. I mean, people blow my mind because they don't understand this, but they should because it's obvious.
Yeah.
There's a place where a TV belongs.
Okay.
Like, where in my house would you put my TV other than where it's at?
No.
Same with your place.
Yeah.
It just, like, there's an obvious place.
Yeah.
Why don't they fucking put an outlet there?
Right.
Like, maybe they're thinking, like, oh, maybe someone doesn't want TV here, so we want to, like, not put an outlet in the middle of the wall. It's a lot easier to remove an outlet and then just drywall over the electric cords than it is to like run electric cords
feed
to
a wire to it. Yeah, huge pain in the ass.
It's insane.
Huge pain in the ass. At least if the wires were there, like you said, you could like put it there or cover it over if you want to. It's fucking nuts. No, I'm totally with you. So like, so when we moved in, Renee's like, "Oh, you should put it like above the fireplace." I'm like, "No. If we put the TV, my apartment is set up a little fucking weird, but it is. But
it looks like there's a shape for a TV, but it doesn't make any sense for a TV to go there.
Because if you did that, the couch would be in front of the sliding glass door for the balcony.
Blocking the kitchen walkway.
Yeah.
Like, it's just,
and if you moved it like far enough away to the back, you'd be at a weird ass fucking angle to where you'd be like staring at the TV like this the whole time. And it's like, I'm going to kink my neck just watching the TV. No. So yeah, it's shaped very oddly. And
your whole apartment is weird.
Yeah. Oh yeah, with like the cabinet situation, with the whole fucking like breakfast bar.
There's a breakfast bar that like you can like look into, but it's like this tall.
It's really more like the fucking like ordering station for a kitchen. You're like, order up, and you just pass plates through it. That's it.
And then the space between that divider and like the edge of the bar is like this wide. So it's like half of the bar is under this divide. Like it's just so weird.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no, it's not even like at the beginning, so you have a full like shelf. It's like halfway through it, so you have half the shelf not covered by this wall, and it's fucking dumb cunt whoever made that. They're an absolute idiot.
Well, and then like all your doors and cabinets and your carpet.
So Jack pointed out a good point about that. I don't know what you're going to say. You're going to say it's all white.
Yeah.
Right. So Jack pointed out a good point about this is it's stupid cheap to just cover the floors and then just have painters with white paint just paint everything. You know what I mean? If they have to repaint.
Yeah, and I get why they did it.
Yeah.
It's
ridiculous.
It looks like you walk in your hallway because like if the carpet wasn't white, because the carpet's like white, right? Yeah. Kinda.
It's very light.
It's it's like, where's the other colors?
I am in the void.
Yeah, it's awkward. It's like sterile.
Super weird. Super weird. So slowly, and mind you, very slowly but surely, we're furnishing it with things, and so that's helping.
Yeah.
But yeah, goddamn. I mean, it's an apartment. You know, what are you gonna do? It is what it is. It's fine. It's not a big deal. It's a nice area for, you know, my brother's first apartment. So
Yeah.
yeah,
No, I mean nothing to complain about, but
absolutely not. But like,
but
if
how
I
they
had my
did
way,
it is weird.
yeah. If I had, yeah, there's just some weird shit about it for sure. The balcony has a carpet on it, which just traps the moisture. And now the wood platform that is just rot, and they still have not replaced that. So that's cool.
Oh, neato.
Love it. Love it. By the time they fix it, I won't want to be out there anymore, or I'll be moved out. Who knows? I think I'm getting used to this beer. I think I've just accepted my fate with it, you know? You all right over there? You okay?
Well, the focus is a little weird. I don't know.
Because you were leaning. Away. No, it's because you were leaning so far up, I think. Yeah, it is blurry.
Oh, there we go. All right.
No,
See,
it's good.
One day we'll be
lean, dude.
One day we'll be professionals, and we'll actually have like a monitor.
Isn't it like a thing where
we could hook up my camera to a monitor too, which would make sense.
That's true. Yeah.
Anyways, isn't it a thing where,
I mean, also you could just like run HDMI to a monitor, and it'd be like super easy to just mirror the screen.
That's what I was saying.
Right.
Like we just need to put a screen over there so we can see it.
Yeah. But isn't it like a thing though where if you maybe it's like not all lenses, but you like focus here and then everything behind it's just in focus? Or is it vice versa?
I could focus on areas. I could focus on.
Maybe it's if you focus like on that back wall, everything in front of it's going to be in focus. Is that what it is? Is it vice versa? It's vice versa.
No, I don't.
I'll have to look it up. It's like a thing where if you focus at a certain point, it's either in front of it or behind it. It'll be in focus.
So okay. I don't want to get it. I was about to get in. I was about to science it up, and I was like, no.
You can do it. Just quickly.
Okay. So.
Just go. Oh, man.
Okay, so the closer that you get to a lens,
yeah,
the smaller the focal plane gets.
Okay.
So like thinner it gets. The farther away from the camera, the larger that expands. So it's like, so distance wise, if like this is the camera and you know, this is the distance, as the focus point moves this way, it expands as well. Now your primary point of focus is still that focal point. However, as you move farther away from the camera, more like there's less bokeh. Which, like, from a viewer's perspective, there's more is in focus.
Right. So you put the bottle back real quick. So if you're focusing on that bottle there, the pineapple is going to be out of focus. This glass will probably be in focus.
It has nothing to do with where it's all plane. So it's like this. So anything in this plane is in focus. So it has nothing to do...
And if it's back here, the plane might be this big?
Yes. So it has nothing to do with like behind or in front. It has everything to do with distance of camera, aperture,
shutter speed, focus, ISO, lens flare.
Yeah, dude.
Sorry,
and
I had to.
You know, even the lens type, and
it's a whole thing. Which is why I didn't want to really get into it. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing.
And there's cinema cameras and how they focus, and that's a different. This is a mirrorless DSLR camera.
It's a whole thing.
It's a whole thing.
The whole thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But that's your 10-second explanation of what's in focus.
Specifically to DSLRs.
Yeah. Well,
you're like, sure. Is it for all cameras to a degree?
I'm dropping it. I'm dropping it.
That's fine. I'm dropping. That's fine. Yeah, I got my answer. Really,
there's a lot of different like systems that I
got my answer.
Yeah.
I got my answer. Where it's like I was wrong, but like you could see where my point derived from.
No, yeah, no. If we sat like back there against the wall, the camera would have a much easier time maintaining focus on us.
Right.
I could also set the camera where like its focus was like here, and it was just stayed here.
Yeah, you can set it so it's not dynamic; it's static.
Yeah.
It just
unfortunately it looks weird when we like move around.
Yeah,
like I am apt to do.
Clearly, which is what brought this up to begin with.
No, I move around a lot.
It's fair. That's fine. You can do that because
guess what?
It's dynamic.
It's also my podcast, so
you can do whatever the fuck you want, really. Yeah, absolutely. Oh man, it's pretty good. It's a doozy, but it's pretty good.
No, in the right context,
yeah,
it'd be a good beer. In the right context,
yeah.
Even in the wrong context, not a bad beer.
Right, exactly. That's what I said. It's pretty good.
Yeah,
like right now, it's pretty good.
I just don't want to give the impression like we're like, man, this beer is like really rough to drink. It's bad. Because listen, in the past few days, we have had that beer. Our lemon friend that the podcast doesn't know about.
Fuck that.
That is a Facebook exclusive episode of Pints where we drink a beer that we would not like to remember. That is to call back to our restaurant conversation. That is a place. It's a brewery in Tacoma that I don't like. I just don't like the brewery.
I want to like it. So I think we had this conversation when I was talking about the one in Illinois, and you're like, I have exactly that same thing here. Yeah. And
they have one beer that it's very okay. Do not like a single other beer.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Of the 4 beers I've had or tried from them, really, it was just the one that was like, this is fine. But
so yeah, we went back this week, and because before we had like tried a couple beer and food pairings, that was a thing. And they were like little samples, right? Like 3-ounce samples. So it's like any beer is fine at 3 ounces.
Right.
Honestly, like even a beer that you don't like, 3 ounces, it's like it's fine.
Absolutely.
But this was your first time going and having a beer there.
Yes.
Not good.
Not my favorite experience. Definitely one of the worser ones at a brewery.
Like, let me ask you this. When would you go back? Because it's like, if I ask you, would you go back? Your answer is like, probably at some point. But like, what would like name?
Tell me when.
Yeah, like name the situation that would cause you to go back.
And I can't, because here's what keeps happening is anytime I think, oh, like maybe for like some of the food to like have one of their beers and like experience it. No, I would just rather go to E9 and have one of their delicious pizzas.
Yeah.
And a pretty good beer. Even if it is a hazy, I'll still like it more than anything at Black Fleet.
Yep.
So,
and we've had some good lagers at E9, right?
I like E9. They're geared towards the haze as far as the IPAs go. But aside from their specificity in IPAs, they do have a wide range of different styles of beer there, which is cool.
And I would say they are better once you know what you're getting.
Yeah, that's fair too. That's also fair.
Like 7 Seas, they can surprise me with a new beer, and I know I'll like it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, like E9's not going to surprise me, I guess is probably the best way to put it.
Not with IPAs.
No.
They've only done it once.
They did have an IPA that wasn't hazy, and that was pretty good.
I actually really liked that beer.
Yeah. But for the most part, you're like, you get an IPA, you know what you're getting. You get a lager, you know what you're getting.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is good. Like, consistent.
Totally.
They know what they like, and that's, good for you.
Yep, 100%. No, that's what I feel about Revolution back home, where it's like, you pretty much know what you're going to get there, and you're pretty much going to like, if you think you're going to like it, you will.
The good thing about Revolution and, like, Stone is not only are they very consistent in what you're going to get, they fit within our beer style.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. They're quite IPA heavy, and definitely more the West Coast style
and
more
they
than anything.
like their hops.
Yeah.
Love that for them.
Yeah,
And for us.
that's something I miss. I love that Revolution consistently does like hop showcase beers. You know, a lot of breweries will be like, "Oh, we'll do it every here and there. We'll do a single hop beer." But Revolution, it's like
smash,
a smash, if you will,
which is single malt, single hop.
Yeah, but
single malt and single hop. That's where you get
smash. But Revolution, they do it like twice a year, where they like just like bust out all these like single hop beers, and they're fantastic.
And you're like, please be Citra, please be Citra, please be Citra.
To be honest, I think their Citra one is not my favorite.
It's because you don't like Citra.
No.
It's because you don't like Citra.
You fuck off.
You don't.
No. The primary
like
flavor
Amarillo.
No, I do like Amarillo.
Like Amarillo more than you like Citra.
I'm
gonna die on this hill.
I was about to say my 2 favorite single hops that I've had from them are Amarillo and Mosaic.
Mosaic, I go back and forth.
Yeah, but the Mosaic Hero from Revolution is really good. I'll have to try and get some out here. But I like Amarillo, but I just think of like I go to beers like the Three-Way, or I go to beers like the Born Yesterday, the fresh hop, primarily Citra. They obviously have a barrage of other hops that kind of give it some backbone and give it some sparkle. Because I think Citra, in its like,
I feel like I'm missing a hop that we really like too. And Centennial's coming to mind, but it's not. We don't love Centennial. Simcoe.
Yeah.
I enjoy. I don't think you like Simcoe as much as I do, but I really
not as
enjoy
much.
Simcoe.
Yeah, I like it, but not as much for sure.
Like did we really like the Citra Simcoe? Is that what we were? The Field 41 fresh hop?
That's not a thing.
Or whatever it was.
No, you're talking about Fremont's thing?
Yes, that one.
Yeah.
Fremont.
So the Citra one we were surprised we didn't like.
So
I think it was
it Simcoe Amarillo?
Maybe.
That we really
or Simcoe Centennial. It might have been that.
One of them we really enjoyed. One of them we didn't like very much. Which I think was the Citra something.
We thought we tried the Centennial. We're like, damn, this is really good. Can't wait for the Citra.
And then that came out.
And it was just not that great.
And then one came out after and it was like better.
Yeah, even better than the first. Yeah.
But yeah, I'll
have to look that up. Like, I could try and look it up right now while we're doing this, but
yeah. I still think like I'm with you that Citra has the best aroma, like aromatics in a beer. Field to ferment, that's what it was.
Field to ferment. They have a Simcoe
Field something,
but they also have a Centennial Simcoe. Citra Amarillo. That's the one that we were like, wow,
Yeah,
that just wasn't good. And we thought it was going to be amazing.
Awesome.
I don't think we had the Mosaic one, did we?
No.
That would have been great.
We had like 3 different 2 hot pairings, I believe.
The Centennial Simcoe, Citra Amarillo, and there was one other one.
I thought we had another one. Maybe that was a single hopped one. I don't know. You said Centennial and Amarillo?
Centennial Simcoe.
Centennial Simcoe.
I think that is the one that we loved.
The one that we loved.
But there was one other one that we tried. Maybe it was Mosaic.
To me, Centennial reminds me of like a lot of like this colored beer.
Yeah. Like I think of Torpedo.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I guess they used to do single hops, and then this past year, 2019.
So maybe we only had 2 different ones.
Yeah, but so this 2019 is when they started doing 2 hops: the Citra Amarillo, Centennial Simcoe, because they used to do Amarillo, Centennial, Citra, Simcoe. It was all separated, but then they started pairing them. It looks like, so that's kind of cool. Fresh uphill. What's hard with apps like this, Untapped, is it's a lot of user submissions. So it's like this beer that just says Field to Prevent Fresh Hop could be the same as any of these other ones.
Yeah.
It's hard. Fucking dumb. I do appreciate when people label the year, though. That's
nice.
I appreciate that a lot.
We've talked about that quite a bit on the podcast where things do change.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So one of the best examples was the Celebration Ale.
Yeah. Did not like it this year.
2018 was like amazing. 2019 was fine. Wasn't like, did not supersede our expectations by any means, which was depressing.
Yeah, 2018, I found it and I was like, oh man, this is delicious. I need to text Nick about it. And you're like, what?
I was like, I like the Celebration, but like, okay.
And you're like, it's not fresh hop. And I was like, well, but like,
it says
might be. You're like, all right, whatever.
And I looked at it, I was like, okay.
Yeah, it does say that.
Certainly is. I'm like, I don't, much like the Oktoberfest, and like, there's another one where I was like, I don't, none of those are normally fresh hop. So for the Celebration to be fresh hop, I was like, well, all right, cool.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
See that you're getting ready to talk about this beer a little.
Diving in.
What's going on?
So I'm just, nothing crazy, just hitting up the look, quite ambery, a little orange, caramel, bit of a off-white head, if you will. Yep, you focus the shit out of that, buddy. It smells pretty hoppy, but also like there's a sweetness. I don't want to say it's a caramel sweetness. It's
a fruity sweetness for sure.
Yeah. I can't pinpoint. Is it orange? Is it tangerine? I could say tangerine.
I won't argue with you.
I'll say hoppy. Tangerine sweetness. Little herbal. Taste pretty much mimics smell. It has a nice bitterness up front, but then very quickly diminishes.
Malty.
Gets malty and caramel, sweet. Has a bit of like hop juice, but it just kind of adds to the sweetness, really.
Yep.
So, anything else on taste that stuck out for you?
So this has I know where the smell is coming from. Can already tell. Columbus, Mandarina, Bavaria, Chinook, Moteca? I don't know. Eureka, Azaka, Zappa, and Amarillo. Definitely smell the Azaka.
Yeah.
Same thing with taste. The Azaka has a really unique fruitiness to it.
It really does.
It
sticks out.
It's kind of hard to describe. But yeah. Same thing with Chinook. Chinook always reminds me of like a really
almost like a darker Centennial.
Like a dark, wet flavor.
Yeah.
kind of weird. Yeah.
So-
I think to me, I like Chinook reminds me of like what we call a Northwest IPA.
That like Chinook, Simcoe, and then like Centennial for bitterness and a little sparkle. That's like epitome of that for me.
Yeah.
You know what I like to do is I would like to do maybe like 2 videos with like Keith come harvest. I feel like it would be kind of interesting to go over hop flavor profiles where we could say, hey, this has been my experience. Like, am I right or am I remembering wrong or do you just disagree? I feel like that'd be kind of interesting. You know?
Here's what we do.
Okay.
Go to our notes
Mm.
and we line up different hop varietals.
Yeah.
4 of each.
I'm sorry?
4 of each.
I don't.
4 little flowers of each.
Okay.
You describe the look on one, the smell of one, the taste of one, and the feel of one.
The fuck? I'm gonna go with a no on that one, but like that's cool if you want to do that, bro. That's cool though. But that's cool. But like no. All right, you said you like to feel this beer. I agree with you.
I mean, I said it's yeah. It's got a surprisingly decent feel. Like and it's not like it has a good feel. It's that for it being a triple IPA, big boy 10%er, the feel that you would expect when you just look at the stats is like thick syrupy boy, and it's not.
No.
It's not that it like I have a hard time saying it has a good feel, right? Like the carbonation, not really noticeable. The hop or the head.
I'd say it like sits somewhere in the middle of like being a little smooth and having a little bit of a bite to it. Because I wouldn't call it crisp by any means.
No,
but like a little bit of a bite.
Yeah, I mean that's
call that.
Probably just comes from it being 10%, honestly.
Well, 10%, and then like it has a good amount of bitterness up front.
Yeah, it does.
The bitterness up front's nice. I just wish it stuck around and kind of balanced out the sweetness a little at the end. Thoughts you kind of already talked about. I'm with you. Definitely like kind of a cooler fall night, playing some darts, maybe having a dart. Take your pick. But definitely not the middle of the day at a 75-degree summer day.
This is definitely a rains in Africa kind of beer.
Yeah. I mean, like, so even summer, right? Like, you have a few beers up front and it gets dark outside in the summer. I would crack this open, like 2 beers in, 3 beers in.
I don't think you got the reference, but...
You said it rains down in Africa.
Yeah. I meant more like, because, 11, 12 at a bar. Playing on repeat.
I know what you meant.
Yeah. I'm just saying. You're like, warm summer night. And I'm like,
I kind of just accepted it and moved on, I guess.
Okay,
what happened.
fair enough.
Yeah. Like, I'm with you. I'm tracking.
No one else is getting that.
I remember the
reference.
experience we had, and I'm with you.
We have several experiences we've had.
Fair enough. But one specifically at Camp Bar.
I think my favorite was at O'Malley's. Remember, like, with like church people and then the two guys at the touch scenes, and they're like,
sorry, no, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking O'Malley's, not Camp Bar. I'm thinking O'Malley's.
Yeah,
that's what I was thinking. That was fucking funny. Yeah, those 2 fucking bros like walk up to the machine, like,
instead of just downloading an app on their phone, they're like, what the fuck?
What's this? What is this thing broken? Fucking Fonzie, this shit, man. What's it doing? Jesus. Yeah, that was so fucking great. That made me laugh so hard. All right. Rating.
Here's an easy one. Easy.
Not for me. Because my personal bias is coming in a little bit personally.
Don't let it.
I'm trying. trying. All right, I think I'm good. I
feel like with my hat, like a little mullet action going on.
I wish.
A little bit.
It's pretty good. Yeah.
You know what I mean? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I fucks with that. Yeah, that's nice. That's good. That's nice.
I still haven't got a haircut in like 84 years.
It's been about that long.
How do you want to do this?
Go for it.
I made 3.5.
Wow.
Good.
Wow. Yeah.
To me, it's a good beer. So the words that we have to describe it are solid, concept is there, and well executed. To make it a 3.5 to 4 great, it would be flavors don't hit perfect to make it an A. For example, it's not quite hoppy enough. So basically, like, there are things that I would tweak to improve to make it better that would push it into the A category. It's kind of like that upper B area. Difference being in how I would describe this beer is there are, I think the overall concept of the beer is there. I think the flavors are developed. This is probably what they were going for, a very intense IPA. That being said, there's a lot of big tweaks that I would make to this. I've had IPAs that are 10%, double IPAs, triple IPAs. It's very rare that breweries can pull this off, that are more crisp, more well-defined in their like balance between hops, bitterness, and citrus and fruity flavors. Like the Azaka, I think it's really throwing me off because Azaka to me doesn't pair well with malts, especially like...
Which is what happens, right, in like double and triple IPAs, right? Where you boost up the hops, you boost up the malts.
Yeah.
Azaka, I'm with you. I think is better fitting for a single IPA because it balances much better with the sweetness.
Yeah, exactly. So it's kind of got like a weird identity to me.
Yeah.
I think they achieved what they're wanting to achieve, so that's why I'm giving it, in that B category, and really like in that, mid-range B. So it's like it's a, solid beer.
Right.
But it's very niche in when I would want it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of my thoughts.
No, I'm with you there too. It definitely isn't that A category. There's definitely things I want to tweak. I wouldn't call it a high B because I don't think it's minor tweaks. I think there's like some pretty relatively substantial tweaks that I want to make as well. However, echoing you as well, I think the concept is obviously there. They hit what they were going for. But it's just, there's just some things that clash a little too much for me, or don't make this beer as cohesive as it could be, I guess. Where like if maybe they didn't have a Azaka, or maybe if they toned it down and made it more of like a double IPA, and then like you have a Azaka to where it could kind of make up for those like missing malts.
Yep.
But then still add a good chunk of like bitterness to level that out, to just make it more of a balanced beer. Whereas this kind of seems a little more heavy on one end.
Yeah, 100%.
So,
like, I mean, when we first commented, it was just like, this is overly sweet.
mm-hmm.
And that's just, I see the hops in there. I see the bitterness right up front. But my overall experience, it's a very sweet beer.
Yeah. Is that funny to you?
And it's good that it doesn't stick with you. Like, it doesn't coat your mouth in sugar, because then, we'd be going down in the list.
Yeah.
Like we keep referencing with double IPAs, just like...
Ugh. Is that ironic to you, where you think of the epitome of a person who loves a really hoppy IPA, and, like ourselves, and... when you throw the word double IPA at somebody, you're thinking, okay, this is going to take these flavors and like take it up a notch. I don't know if it's the anatomy of what a sweet flavor is compared to a bitter flavor where the sweetness just completely overpowers the bitter. I don't know what it is, but like I would think with a double IPA or triple IPA, like the hops would be so much more intense. They'd be so much more bitter.
Yeah, see, I think I have a unique perspective on this because I don't like sweet things, and then I really don't like certain sweet things.
Right.
Like we've had this conversation where it's like peanut butter. I fucking love peanut butter, and it's like peanut butter's sweet, and I don't deny that.
Yeah.
But it's not the same sweetness as like
fudge.
Yeah.
Whew, that's like the death of you.
Or like a fruit pie.
Yeah.
It's not like peanut butter isn't those, like it is sweet, but it's not those sweets.
Right. And they're all three different sweets, I would say.
All three of them.
So it's like
fudge is a really rich sweet.
Yeah.
And then like fruits, like fruit pies to me are like a really sugary sweet.
Mm-hmm.
So I think hops kind of fit into that category where it's like you have some hops that are like very bitter.
Yeah.
You have some hops that are like floral, some hops that are citrus and tropical. Like there's just so many different varieties of hops and everything, flavors that they achieve. And then you pair them with different malts and you obviously, accentuate different flavors.
Yeah.
So like when someone says they, don't like hops to me, I'm like, are you talking about like hops or are you talking about the bitterness? Which you do derive from hops. But depending on the type of hops you use, you're going to achieve a different level of bitterness. And I think that's why the IBU scale is so subjective.
Yeah.
And then like you have people like my mom who enjoy hoppy beers, but don't like citrus hops.
Mm-hmm.
She probably would really like this beer because it's not like super citrusy. There is some fruity elements to it, but it's not like orange or tangerine.
Right.
So I don't know. We had this discussion recently, like someone was drinking our beer and they're like, oh man, this is really hoppy. And you and I are like, I mean, it's like, you definitely taste the hops.
Yeah.
Because the hops, it's very hop forward, but it's not like we created the most hoppy beer or anything like that, right?
No.
So I think that's the, it just depends.
It just
on the person.
proves our subjectivity
Yeah.
about IBUs, honestly, is what I think of every time something like that comes up. I'm like, you don't have like a fucking thermometer to like, oh, dip it in. That's how bitter it is. Like it doesn't work that way. I honestly don't know where they come up with that number. They very well could just be like, that's what it tastes like to me. Anybody else?
Maybe they do have the, like the acidity strips.
The pH strips.
pH strips,
Something
but
like that.
It only does it separates the scale based on beta and alpha acids, and then like that's how they get it.
That could be.
But
this should probably be something that we know by now. But here we are.
Someone watching all of our episodes was like, they finally figured it out. They figured out how they test IBUs.
Christ,
it's objective this entire fucking time. And he just guessed it right there. To like, imagine.
2 years in, he finally guessed the answer.
Imagine.
Probably. Sorry. Oh my God. Probably, man. I don't know. I don't even care. Whatever. So 3.5 good. I don't think did I ever say my rating? I think I just said, I just said what I thought about it. So I'm going with a 3 good. So we're still both in that good category. Yeah. So go ahead, like and comment whatever you think about this video or about this beer if you've had it.
I do have one final thing to talk about on our scale.
Yeah.
Because you bring it up all the time.
Yeah.
Subjectivity versus objectivity.
Absolutely.
The goal of the scale was to bring a scale side of objectivity.
Yes.
For our personal subjectivity to pair to.
Right.
The problem that we had with our old scale was that
it allowed too much subjectivity.
Exactly. It was just like words randomly spread across relatively random rating scales.
Yep.
Now we have like the descriptions on our scale that we've kind of referenced. Do have some meaning to us. Like we sat down, we're like,
they're defined.
This is what it means to be this. So the scale is objective. Now our comments on where that fits with us are relatively subjective. Like there's just no getting around that.
You can't.
Like how we feel about this beer, that it's a niche beer within a time, within a, weather, whatever. Like you this could be a 5 to you, right? Like this literally could be the perfect beer. Nothing would change. Like someone could be like, they nailed this beer. Maybe the brewer feels this way, right? Like he's like, this is exactly what I want. It's great. Nothing I want to change.
You could have someone who only drinks Bud Lights and has only ever drank Bud Lights, and you give them this, they'd say that's a fucking 0.
Yeah, and they could, and both of them could look at our scale and arrive to that conclusion for them.
Totally.
So there's no escaping the subjectivity, but the goal of the scale was to say, here are the boundaries, here are the categories, and what you mean when you categorize a beer this way. So when we both agree that this is a good beer, we mean like we get the concept of the beer. We like it's solid. They achieved what they wanted to achieve. However, we would like our personal taste would want to see something a little different.
Yeah, I think that's, and we've talked about it before, but that's the main thing that I've loved about the implementation of this new scale is that it's forced us and honestly just helped guide us into being more objective about it. Where is like you said, obviously our subjectivity is still inclined to show through. But when you look at this beer and you split it right down the middle, you say, does this have a concept? And it's like, personally, and I think you feel the same way, at least about this beer, it's like, this very clearly has a concept. So that right there says like, you're not going below a C at that point. You're not going anywhere, down the halfway mark.
You have a concept or you don't. Like that to me is a very objective thing that,
totally.
Well, at least to us, objective, like, because I'm sure that everyone has a concept. But like, I think a couple episodes ago, we did have a beer where we're like, I don't understand this beer.
Right.
What are they doing?
Yeah, like there's just too many contrasting things going on, and it just seems
the
like
Facebook Pines episode. It was that. It was like I don't get it.
Yeah, like
what are you doing?
What are you doing? There's just too many contrasting flavors that don't pair and don't complement each other. They seem to detract from each other, and so it's like I feel like objectively you can say like although someone may like this beer, I think you can objectively say the concept is just not refined.
Yeah.
And so based on our scale, which I feel like is pretty well laid out, I think, there's still some work that we could do here and there on it. But overall, as a skeleton, it helps us be much more objective.
Yeah. So like you said, if you're interested in more like objective short ratings of beers, check out our Pints episode. They're very geared towards Tacoma beers and breweries.
But I think if you're not in Tacoma, it can still be useful, right?
No, 100%. Yeah. I mean, some of the breweries can beers that you can buy and order from, or, maybe find it in your area. I don't know where you are.
Yeah.
But it still is like they're 5 to 10 minute long videos. Some are even shorter, of just like us quickly breaking apart a beer. So maybe like that's something you're interested in, and we do a wide variety of beers, right? Like our goal is literally to drink every beer in Tacoma. We know it's an endless goal. That's just what drives us to do it. So we drink different styles of beers that we don't normally drink as well.
Yeah.
Which means, if you're like, I only drink IPAs like us, you can go see an IPA drinker's thoughts on a wild ale or a stout or a brown ale. Like there's all those videos out there. So check that out. And then,
but I also think every time we drink a beer that we're not comfortable with, we say, I fucking hate this. However, if you like this style of beer, I bet you will like it. I think we can both, say more often than not objectively, like, we can understand that this beer is good. We just personally don't like it. You know.
Contrast it to the infamous episode that we've experienced yesterday.
Yeah.
We objectively did not like that beer. There wasn't a redeeming factor.
No.
That being said, if you are outside of Tacoma and you do want to see a pints episode, like a quick and dirty, rate this beer, tell me what you think, let us know.
Yeah.
We will try to find that beer. We will go out of our way to try to find that beer. We've done that for other beers in the past.
Totally.
Yeah.
Maybe you've watched this podcast before and you say, hey, I like these guys, they're full of shenanigans, but like beer's not my thing, or maybe you're trying to get into beer, it's just not your thing. Maybe plays could be something good for you, where like we just fucking dick around and play video games, so you get all of our fucking nonsense that we communicate to each other on a fucking daily basis. And maybe we'll talk about what we're drinking, but not really. It's pretty much focused on just being an idiot and just having fun playing a game. So,
and if you're interested, because some people have been, in certain topics that we haven't talked about, or do talk about, or reference.
Totally.
Yeah. What do you guys think about this? We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Don't matter.
So what do you think about this, huh? You talked about this. What do you think about that?
You don't talk about politics. You don't talk about religion. You don't talk about things you do in the bedroom.
Wow. Well, we do.
We do.
So you want us to talk about something? We'll talk about it. Okay. We don't care. We'll talk about anything, So again, we just always like hearing from everybody. So there, guys.